What it do, y'all? We back with another episode of Wrestling with Xotics. It's your boy, the franchise kid, franchise Jerry, and I got my dog with me.
Think I need to feed you all the motherfucker. You know what it is.
And we're gonna be giving y'all some news from this week. So let's get right into it, man. The first thing I want to talk about is the women's tag unification match between Ronda Rousey and the newcomers from NXT. Now, I don't really understand the point of this match at all. Why on earth would you unify these tag team women's championships? You're taking away opportunities from the women on NXT and women from the main roster. So it's like, you're killing two birds with one stone now. Well,
in a non-positive fashion.
Right. I should say you're killing two rosters by doing this one match. So, bro, I'm not really feeling that. I don't appreciate them doing that. I think it's pointless. In this point of Ronda and Shayna Baszler's career, it's already bad enough that they're going for the women's tag team championships. We don't need this OD tag team taking belts from everybody else.
No cap. I personally feel like Ronda and Shayna are above this, but there's a reason why they put them in a division because, like you said, it's like an afterthought, and they need to have some people pressure them to make some diamonds in that division. But the only thing is, I feel like that's why I feel like they drafted up so many female tag teams from NXT. So basically, like, those titles don't need to exist anymore because you guys are up here anyway. So make these titles that. That's what I feel like they did it for. So it's like put the pressure on those women to how do you make those NXT women's titles valuable? Can you just work your magic on this WWE women's title? Because these shits is cursed. Nobody can get them over. Nobody is an exciting women's tag team. And I know this, and that's no knock to women's tag team wrestling because there are exciting women's tag teams. It's just that
they're on paper the best women's tag team ever.
Exactly. I feel like what needs to happen is we need a real machine-like tag team to come take it from them. Just literally, like, yeah, Ronda and Shayna are dominant, but it needs to be somebody that's like a fighting machine because Ronda and Shayna are dominating together but separately. They're both judo and they're just doing it their own way but fucking each other up. But I need a solid tag team that thinks we're on the same page, really does moves like they're twins and like just outsmart them basically.
Right, like that team that first almost beat Ronda and Shayna on their debut of SmackDown. I can't really remember their names right now.
Caitlyn Carter or something like that.
Their names are Casey and Caden Carter. I believe these two women are the perfect competition for Ronda and Shayna. They took them to their limits on their debut, and they showed everybody on the main roster that they ain't for play.
At all.
Now, separately, these little females will get demolished. I'm not gonna lie. But together, they're probably the best women's wrestling tag team tandem that we have right now in WWE.
I can second that. They're very fluid in the ring, and they have a lot of potential going for them. I see them being the future, and like how I'm doubling down on WWE using these titles to make everybody in the female division push to make the title something because this title caused Sasha and Naomi to walk out, and they haven't recovered, and those low-key have been the best champs away from Sasha and Bayley with those titles.
Yes, bro. I think instead of unifying these women's tag team championships, WWE could have used their time, resources, and money on creating a new belt for the women's division, or two new belts for the women's division, that being the United States or Intercontinental Championship.
No cap. I feel like at this point, they should listen to us and inquire about getting a new singles women's championship. Just because not only the back of the line thing with all these other women, but we need new stars, new breakouts, new accolades, someone to set themselves aside. Like you saw how interesting it was when Carmella was the first woman to win the Money in the Bank. That was so cool. Like, oh, that's excitement.
Yeah.
We need consistent, innovative, new things to look forward to in the women's division.
Exactly. And that would have been the perfect thing to do. Not unifying these belts and taking more opportunities away from the women.
Absolutely not.
Up next, we're going to be talking about a first-time ever match between Lacy Evans and Charlotte Flair. Mm-hmm. And for you guys that don't know, Charlotte dog walked Lacy Evans. And I was not expecting that. Like, I thought it was going to be more competitive. I thought they was going to do their best to, like, build Lacey up a little bit with this match. Like, make her look like She a star. Like, instead, they just made her look like she's a bitch, and she literally got dog walked by Charlotte in under 5 minutes.
Squash match.
Yeah. Next thing you know, she's in a figure eight, and the match is over. I was just so disappointed for Lacy Evans, and I was just real embarrassed for Lacy Evans. And on top of that, I just caught a little bit of secondhand embarrassment because I've been on this show talking about how she's like the second coming of Charlotte Flair. Like, she's like her.
In likeness.
Exactly, but Charlotte was like, no, she's not like me at all.
I would never allow this. But yeah, honestly, I just think WWE's not too high on her. I feel like they're not too high on her because when she's about to get her mega push, she go in and got pregnant. And you can only go get pregnant if WWE feel like they got their use out of you.
Right.
And they didn't get that out of her.
I feel like you got to ask WWE before you can go and get pregnant or shit like that.
I feel like it's not even, like, think about it, because there's a lot of people that's gotten pregnant and been able to come back and still successful. Becky, she's had the title.
Yeah, but like always before they go get pregnant, like their story has come to an end.
And that's what I'm saying. But exactly, they're coming to something. She exactly. That's why I feel like they're like, you're not serious about this shit,
right?
I don't care if that's not your first kid or not. Fuck no, you don't.
They making her go out like Baron Corbin on some shit.
That's why, because they're not hyped on her and they keep repackaging her and we acknowledging that, and they're like, you know what they're looking at her as? You're a nice obstacle. You're a nice tune-up. You're not an easy run-of-the-mill match. So you're gonna fight back. You're big in stature. A babyface overcomes you. Way to pick up some momentum. Picked up it over the woman's right. I'm like, yeah, they just at this point they're devaluing her, and then what they're trying to do is trying to like, they're trying to gimmick her out. When I say I know wrestling,
they gimmicking her the fuck out all the way down to the fucking Sergeant Slaughter hat. Like, why did y'all put this big ass hat on Lacy Evans?
Cause they want her because she got an older crowd feel, so they want her to vibe with the old crowd and have the old dudes who like Sergeant Slaughter and that type of essence of like women who character work like that. And then, like,
I wish WWE would realize that Sergeant Slaughter wasn't like that. He didn't have that many fans. Like, as popular as he might have been in his time,
exactly,
he wasn't that. He wasn't like a Bret Hart, The Rock, Shawn Michaels. He wasn't even a Mick Foley type of nigga,
he wasn't
bro.
That. That's why they're trying to use her to make him seem like that.
Yeah,
it's a marketing ploy.
And I don't like how he's been hating on Lacy Evans this entire time on Twitter.
He doesn't watch it. He just say he doesn't watch SmackDown because she's on there being
and it's like, bro, she's keeping your name alive. She's making you look good. Like, like how Ronda Rousey is for Roddy Piper. It's like, that's the same type of respect that Lacey is giving you. So you should be happy, especially like a wrestler of your style, bro. Like, nobody fucked with you. You was known for doing one move.
You're a fake ass $1 Million Man. The $1 Million Man get the same move as you, but it's just so much more effective.
Right. And you're nowhere near as successful as the $1 Million Man. Or any of the other names that I just mentioned.
And I don't even think the $1 Million Man got to hold the world title. I mean, WWE Championship. But he was just so, like, invigorating as a character that he felt like he should have.
The $1 Million Man is a $1 Million Man. I can't say the same about Sergeant Slaughter. I wouldn't pay that nigga more than $100. I would pay that nigga to do birthday parties. That literally looks like what he's meant to do.
I wouldn't pay him for that because I feel like he start acting up and he'd be like, my sugar. And he touch my, I feel my hand and he touch my sugar. And when he touch the sugar, his kid's going to be punching him in the stomach. Because he always had a fat ass gut. I never forget that shit. Watching him come back to Raws and shit when I was young, I'm like, nigga, who are you fighting?
The next topic I'm going to bring up is The Miz getting his get back on Tommaso Ciampa. Now, last week, The Miz lost to Tommaso Ciampa in a one-on-one fade. And not only that, but Tommaso was low-key dissing The Miz and slapped him before the match even started. You know what I mean? He was not playing with The Miz. And he basically said he had to do The Miz like that because The Miz ain't never called him when he was injured for the 200-plus days he's been on TV. Yeah, I'm like, get out of here, Tommaso. You always on some soft shit or just coming up with some whack-ass reason why you did somebody else shit. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, man, fuck out of here with all that. So The Miz and Tommaso Ciampa were set to have a rematch. And before their match started, The Miz ran out and knocked Tommaso Ciampa upside his fucking head.
I'm screaming in their ear.
And like, we've seen the Miz run out on people before and, you know, sneak people, but this was like different because the Miz was trying to show you like, yo, I made this nigga. And on top of that, I'm better than you. Like, how dare you come up in this bitch and think you disrespected me? Like, I run this shit for real. Like, I ain't seen that type of passion or that type of fire from the Miz since Daniel Bryan was in the company, and he was just trying to prove to Daniel Bryan that he can wrestle. Like, bro, I'm running and all that shit, but I'm doing it because it's keeping my body healthy, and I'm able to be here. Look at you. You got a broken fucking neck, and you're not here. You got to sit here and do talking smack with Renee while I'm out here being the greatest Intercontinental Champion ever. You know what I mean? So I like that fire from the Miz, and I feel like if he keeps that type of shit up, because bro, me and you've been on this show talking about for months how the Miz has been coming out looking like a joke, getting beat up. Snoop Dogg did you bad at WrestleMania. That was way worse than Sami Zayn's loss to Johnny Knoxville.
Because they kept playing that over.
Oh my God,
Snoop
bro.
Dogg.
And not only that, but Snoop knocked him out twice. Literally. Knocked the nigga out once and then let him get back up.
He didn't feel like it was good the first time enough. He didn't get it clean enough.
Exactly.
So like, I need to really jaw you.
And he did actually do it the first time clean. So I was like, Snoop, you just OD, bro. You just OD.
He's off that powder backstage, that thick ass, that little biker mustache he be fucking with now. He was like rubbing her. She's like, what can I do, Snoop? Snoop, what are you going to do? He's like, Snoop, you got to knock this nigga out and then say you on cue. Say it was just as an audible. They gonna play it's WrestleMania.
Hey yo, so like I said though, if the Miz can continue to keep this type of seriousness about him, I can definitely see him getting back into that title picture.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe not world. Nah. I can see him getting that World Heavyweight Championship.
Just because he doesn't have it.
Yeah. Just because he hasn't had that shit yet. And for the simple fact that I just feel like that belt is just more obtainable than Roman's belt is right now. Obviously, if the Miz goes up against Roman Reigns, it's not going to go well for the Miz. He'll probably get done up like Kevin Owens.
Quick little sidebar. Imagine this nigga Snoop and Miz had dialogue earlier in that night. And this nigga Miz is talking that shit to this nigga. Thinking like, I'm just his host. There's no reason for me to even get a fight with you. And Snoop not even in this segment of like fading it at all. And Miz been pissing him off the whole day. And thinking, oh my God, it's on. It's on. He cracked that nigga twice, bro.
Yes.
So I'm like, what did he do to him?
Yes. For an audible to go like that. Because
why is the first thing you think to hit him?
Exactly. That's supposed to be your dog, the host, and whatnot.
And didn't even try to fake hit him. Didn't even try to fake it.
No. He's like, I can't fake this. I'm on TV. This is WrestleMania, nigga. You get knocked out. I'm about to do you like them hoes on the street.
He said, got
Snoop went from back here with the shit. He came from back here with it.
Stepped on his tippy toes. Followed through.
Really turned into that motherfucker.
He looked at the nigga like,
this is crazy. But that's what I'm saying though, bro. Like, the Miz can't allow no more shit like that to go down, bro. He's got to keep the same energy. Like how you just did to Tommaso Ciampa.
Do that to Snoop.
You got to do that to Snoop. You got to do that to everybody,
and no
bro.
one gets a free pass.
And I'm not talking about like running from behind and shit and sneak somebody, but I'm talking about like just keep that seriousness to where motherfuckers know that they can't play with you. Because how the Miz did Tommaso, I was all like, I believe you, Miz. I believe you set all of that up for him. I believe that he was on his way out the door and you brought him onto the main roster successfully like you did Daniel Bryan. And, you know, I felt like how the Miz whipped his ass, he made me believe all of that. Like, he ran the whole shit. This was his whole plan.
For you.
You know what I mean? So
I hope your ass because it's good for you.
Right. So, yo, shout out to the Miz and keep that shit up, man. I love the show. I love Miz and Mrs. That shit is funny as hell, low key. I ain't gonna lie.
I seen some glimpses of it. I be looking at him like, damn.
I be seeing it when it come on after Raw.
I be like, they run his life. He ain't never happy. He ain't never happy.
He just running around doing whatever they say.
If it's not Miz is the problem, her mom not happy with him, he gotta go do something.
Or his kids is tearing the house up.
Mike, can't you get some order? Daddy's little girls, Mike, no, they love that. They love the Miz. Everyone loves the Miz. And Miz just looking at him like, motherfucker, put some order in these kids.
Right. Up next, we're gonna be talking about AEW, home of the Bullet Club. But we won't be talking about the Bullet Club.
The Bang Bang Gang.
That's the spot. But we're gonna be talking about MJF tag teaming with Adam Cole, baby. How do you feel about this interesting dynamic between the two, bro?
I love it because now we're gonna finally see another side of the MJF layer of why he is one of my current new age favorite wrestlers and one of the best in the world. He may not be the soul, but he is one of the best. Because in this little interaction he's having with Adam Cole, I'll tell you something. He's showing me that he could do sports entertainment. He's showing me he's bringing out this funnier side of Adam Cole. Because Adam Cole, if you don't remember, just a month ago he was having this blood feud with Chris Jericho, and now he's smoothly transitioned away from Chris Jericho. One of the only few people in the last couple of months have been able to transition away from Chris Jericho and not get burnt out from the promos or have like this feud going on for too long. He's hanging out with MJF now, and now I love it for MJF's side of things because we're gonna see this nigga try to be super cool with Adam Cole because he really look up to them, and I've been preaching that. You see the best Maxwell when he's in on camera with somebody he grew up studying. He grew up studying CM Punk and he grew up studying Adam Cole, so he loves being in the same breath as them, same ring. Anything that he can put his hands and be like, see, greatness. That's why I'm here. You see, you see Darby over here? No, I'm by myself too. Right. So he's looking. It's like reassurance when he's on those matches. So or having these segments and how he put up on Roderick Strong is like, what's up, generic white guy? And he's like, I'm just kidding, bro. You're so jacked. His sense of humor is just so funny. Like you can see him being a real life dickhead. And he playing his character to a T.
That's also why I was saying, bro, you know Roderick Strong will whoop that nigga ass. He know Roderick Strong will whoop his ass. That's why he said that shit.
You're just kidding, bro. You're jacked. You're jacked. But I just love it. And they got a cool ass T-shirt. I just think,
hell yeah.
I want to see him fucking win it.
What's the T-shirt say again?
It says better than you, baby.
That shit is dope. I would get one of them bitches.
Me too. I saw it and I was like, immediately, I was like, both my favorite guys. He found a way. That's how you know he's a fan. He found a way to commemorate this whole promo segment. Even if they don't win these titles, you will be able to have a T-shirt to be like, oh yeah, remember Adam Cole and MJF hung out and tag teaming. You put upon him in the fucking SUV. He said, I can't stand the rest of the show. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't like MJF, but I like this tag team. I think the dynamic is hilariously great, and I feel like they'll actually be able to be the next World Tag Team Champions, but they don't deserve those belts, if I'm going to keep it a stack.
They don't, but I will keep wanting them to win. I want them.
But I do want to see them keep tagging after this shit, though, because that shit would just be funny. But I don't like this because this is kind of straying Adam Cole away from the belt. You know what I mean? So it's like, nah, I don't like how y'all playing it. I just don't like that they kind of taking Adam Cole's focus away from that belt a little bit. And another thing I wanted to bring to your attention. Don't the way they pick this shit look kind of bad because you can't see the names for real on the papers. So you don't know like if there's a bunch of MJFs or if there's a bunch of Adam Coles in that little term bin that they got, or if there's any names written down in general. Like, I feel like this was just pretty much staged, is what I'm trying to say. This shit was staged like this. It wasn't no stroke of luck. I feel like this is just AEW trying to get Adam Cole off of MJF's ass for right now because they need to keep this title run going just a little bit longer. and probably give it to someone other than Adam Cole, or they're just waiting to actually put it on him. Because when Adam Cole finally competes for that, he'll probably win it first go.
Yeah, I feel like what's going on with this is it's not straying away because I feel like they might actually end up winning it or go and competing long term.
Well, imagine that.
And then they win it, and then it's like they're defending and like they're a successful, good ass tag team. But Adam's gonna be like, fuck the bullshit. Yeah, these titles is good, but this is the wrong championship. I want that, Max. And you've been spinning me for months to the point now we've won these fucking titles, and you won't let me just even rematch me, partner. So I feel like that's why they're doing this whole partner thing. Because they're gonna gain some respect for each other throughout this, and then at some point,
MJF's already got respect
for Adam Cole. Adam Cole is gonna gain a little bit of respect for him, or like he's gonna slowly break character, kind of like how we watched Sammy break the bloodline.
And you notice like how like Roderick was like, you can't trust him. And Adam Cole's like, yeah, of course, you know I can. And I'm like, yeah, eventually you're gonna trust him. You're gonna trust him. You're gonna have to. You're tagging with him.
And you're gonna realize he's pretty cool. He's gonna remind you of hella of you when you're younger, and you'll be like, Max is not so bad. He's gonna cut a promo at one point. We got our differences, Max, but I've come to see you're not so bad. You're still a piece of shit, but you're not so bad. And I know it's gonna come down to that.
I know it's true, and why I also feel like this shit was staged too, bro, because they both don't like Shivani.
Yeah,
like they both simultaneously told Shivani to shut up. So I was like, yeah, y'all gonna tag. Y'all gonna tag. Y'all might even win gold. And y'all gonna be successful at it.
But just to throw it out there for this tag team, I wish Bullet Club goes in there because I really want Bullet Club to win some type of tag team or championships. And how do you feel, quick sidebar, the Guns have been added to the stable?
I like it.
I like it.
It's good for wrestling.
It's good fitting. It's good for wrestling in general because it's gonna elevate two young stars. They already won the AEW championship on their own, so it's like I didn't like the Guns at first, but they've grown on me so much. And Juice Robinson right now is one of my favorite. Like he's like an LA 19. He just cut in the Bang Bang Gang's gonna get the W. It's like he's so fucking funny,
bro. Juice Robinson, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He be coming out like a J Cat.
He be coming out here. He's like, why do you want me to go to sleep, punk? Like, why do you want me to go to sleep? I'm like, this nigga's crazy. This is what I need on my TV. I was like, you guys need to back me to take promo notes. He got me engaged. Even if it's not something I'm feeling with, I just think that shit's funny. Yeah. Whatever he said, he got so much conviction behind it. You got to see he lives up to whatever he's talking about.
I'm like, this man is so fucking crazy, and then he's just chilling with Switchblade, like on some regular shit.
He's like juicy, inside voice, inside. He said, we're not gonna. Excuse me. He's like, juicy. We don't want to alarm them. We want them to hear us. All right, have you heard Juicy now? Look. You've never been up to par, CM Punk, best in the world. Sold out MGM. I mean, he's saying like I sold out Madison Square Garden. I'm best. And then he's like, I'm hitting him with what's his finisher, the Blade Runner.
Yeah.
I like this with the build up collision, bro. It's like it's slowly. I'm like, okay, it has a different tone and pace than Dynamite.
Yeah.
And it's more like pro wrestling, but at the same time, has the right amount of sports entertainment. When I say that with the promos, like I loved how they started off the second episode of Collision, back to back promo talk.
Yeah,
that was a cool way that set me anticipating, excited for the main event because then I didn't have to worry about hearing from either one of them for the rest of the show because they already said. And then to have Juice captivate the audience, the first thing saying all that shit, really perfect.
Yeah. Speaking of promos, I want to bring up that promo that Jack Perry cut this past week on AEW. Now, I didn't really give a damn about anything he said, and I can't even recollect anything he said because I was just too busy thinking about how much of a hoe he is. And yeah, it was cringy because I'm like, bro, you come out here just sounding like a straight bitch. Yeah, heard me. And I thought it was funny because as soon as Hook's music hit, that nigga started running away like MJF did when Bryan Danielson was trying to fight him. Bro, I thought that shit was hilarious. Hook chased him around the entire arena. And then he hopped into a Escalade and that motherfucker skirted off. I was like, wow.
He said this is what we've been training for.
So that's also incorporated in this heel turn. Being a pussy too, you running now? Like, I ain't never seen Jungle Boy run.
He's a coward now.
Yeah. So I thought it was funny also how he was all like, hey, turn that music off. Turn that shit off. We ain't listening to that shit no more because y'all ruined it for me. And I was like, nah, bro, that shit ain't getting played no more because that Jungle Boy shit is played out. Like, you're a grown ass man talking about Jungle Boy coming out here in booty shorts and long hair with the background music talking about, oh, nigga, you should be arrested. What the fuck? So
you're a pervert.
Right, exactly. No, that he give me straight pervert vibes with that shit. So I'm interested to see where he's about to go with this new gimmick. And I'm not interested in it like that. I'm just interested to see
how he gonna look.
Exactly. How are you about to really look after this shit?
How you gonna portray yourself as this tough, cool guy?
Because you came out and you still didn't have no swag. You came out in that old dirty jacket.
He looked like a rundown Christian Cage. Same color scheme, brown.
Bro, he literally looked like he walked out of that 70s show and he's Hyde's stunt double.
He was just missing Christian's turtleneck.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So, Jack, I don't know if this is it for you, bro, but good luck.
You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up. I can't wait to watch Hook choke this thing because he been ready. They might low-key work up to that.
I don't know why he thought Hook was going to be a lighter fade. If you're going to heel turn, why don't you just heel turn on your own and just, really beat the nigga up that you just lost to? Like, oh, get ready to shake his hand and then fuck him up.
Because
versus doing it to
remember how
Hook.
You were like saying Hook has not faced legible competition? This is his final. This is why he's doing it. Because this feud is so important to the both of them because Jack Perry can win and it will finally vindicate him and at the same time Hook. Because that'll be Hook's first real adversity.
Hook don't give me that vibe that he be beefing with niggas. Like
exactly.
He give me that Orange Cassidy vibe. Like niggas always looking to beef with him. Like go out their way to fuck with him.
So, but that's my thing. So, I think Jack Perry started. So imagine Jack Perry do start this and end his undefeated streak and take his title. Hook gonna start beefing with him because he's gonna be like, nigga, you just turned me away from the hot top prospect. You took all my momentum and my shit. Nah, we gonna have to see me again.
Yeah.
So I feel like this feud is gonna elevate both of them, and this is the way to really solidify some younger AEW talent once again because this heel turn is a necessity for Jack Perry because he's seen that Jungle Boy shit he was portraying and doing wasn't up to par with MJF shit. That's one thing. I don't support him comes up the devil or nothing like that, but his gimmicks and shit like that, they're to a point where he can succeed because he can be wrestling in the ring, and because they go inside of like if you're calling yourself somebody of an evil entity, you doing anything to win the fucking match. You're not. So it's like, damn, you think a cheese not even. It's all in the character. It's all in the character.
Right.
The Jungle Boy, what is it? There's no trees. There's no nothing for you to swing.
You don't swing from no vines. You don't do no jungle shit. Like,
oh my god, you don't even go by the jungle rules. You're not the king of the jungle. So it's just like, bro, you gotta start. He gotta start cheating. He gotta start. If I was him, I'd lean into the Hollywood shit. Like I've been saying, if you're smart, you would come out to your dad's music 90210. Try to see if Tony Khan can pay for that shit any way he can, and then you just come out and you just damn near be your dad's cool ass character, but the dickhead version times 10. Cut your hair, slick it back like him. Start talking to Anna Jay, having her on camera with you, because it's kind of weird that you got her like going to announce her, but she's in the JAS. Why do you have her in there? You kind of contradicting yourself because how cool could you be cashing these checks if she don't want to be around you on cam?
What if he took Sammy's spot in the JAS?
That'd be so funny, but it would be perfect too because
he can pair up with Chris Jericho and get
he's
some
slow because literally Young Boy's character is like, I'm looking for a dad. That's literally him. And that's kind of what Chris Jericho wants to be.
Chris could come out with his bat
and be like,
I'll be your dad.
I'll be your dad. Like, and then Samuel Loki get jealous and be like, I don't even need this group anyway, leave. And then Chris would be like, good, you get out of here. I got my son. Come on, Jack.
I got my real son, my Jungle Boy.
His hair's like mine, too.
Yeah.
He teach Jungle Boy to straighten his hair and shit. I can just see that with just playing on, too. So I feel like that would also be good, too. But he needs something. And it's like concrete because even that promo, he was cringe. He called his girlfriend a bitch. And Jungle Boy,
he said, "I'm banging the baddest bitch in the back."
I'm like, oh my god,
whoa! I was
aggressive.
like, whoa!
I was like, bro, what's
you
something
sound like a rapist?
Yeah, he sound angry,
chill,
bro.
chill.
Like, bro, like I never heard him talk about her like that.
Hell nah.
I'm like,
that was forced. He was looking in the mirror and he practiced that shit like 100 times before he said that shit.
that in my head just now. I was like, he practiced that shit like 3-5 times. He didn't even want to say it, call her a bitch like that, practice it like that. He didn't say it.
He's like, I gotta let them know that I'm a heel.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call his bitch.
Right. The bitch is aggressive. That's a bitch right here. Exclamation mark. After the whole sentence was chill, bitch in the back. I'm like, damn. Why
that
are you
shit
doing
came
it?
from right here, bro.
I know she was like, so is that what you really feel like? Or is that really kayfabe? He was like, no, babe, I'm trying to really
I mean, it's still not a diss to her, though. Like, I mean, bitches call each other bitches for fun all the damn time, so. And at least he said he's banging the baddest, so. I mean, she would be real mad if the nigga was like, yeah, I'm also banging one of the ugliest bitches in the back. Like, she would be salt. Like, damn. Like, she wouldn't even care about the bitches. She would care more about the ugly than bitches. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
So, yeah. But, let's transition.
I was exactly thinking that. I get away from him.
Yo.
He's finished vibes.
Real quickly, I want to bring up, because this is one of your favorite wrestlers, Baron Corbin has brought back the Lone Wolf persona. Now, even though he came back and his new attire did look cool and it fit him, and seeing him as the Lone Wolf was nice again on NXT.
Nostalgic.
He still lost to Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes.
I just don't miss.
I'm trying to tell y'all. So, but this is still good for Corbin because you look great as the Lone Wolf. You know what I mean? Your character, even though you lost the match, your character was still successful. I felt like, you know what I mean? So, like, I feel like that character can survive on a roster like NXT because there's a bunch of nostalgia acts on that fucking show. So he's going to just blend in perfectly with them. And on top of that, he's just as good as anybody else on that roster if we keeping it a stack.
I'm glad you said that.
I'm keeping it a stack. He is. But, like, you know, when we pair him up against people like Kevin Owens, Roman, I can name some more people. Bray Wyatt.
Easy to take the L.
Exactly. Like, it's just, off the rip. Give Corbin the L. He always loses. Like, you know, it's like a done deal. But on NXT, like, he still has a fighter's chance. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like, so he can still stack up a bunch of wins and still be able to keep himself relevant in WWE long enough to at least attempt to win another world title. And I can see him winning the NXT world title, but not anytime soon. I feel like he's going to trickle down to the North American Championship. Mustafa Ali has just challenged Wes Lee for that. And I actually feel like Wes Lee is going to drop it to him and start battling Carmelo Hayes, and we're going to get a real feud out of that because them two light-skinned brothers is going to tear the house down. What are your thoughts on Baron Corbin back in NXT with this Lone Wolf gimmick? How long does he survive?
This is what I've been waiting for. This is the gimmick that made me pay attention to this guy. This is the gimmick that made him Vince say, hey, give him money in the bank.
I also want you to add, do you think that this character would have did well on the main roster?
Yes. This is why I don't know why we transitioned away from that to make him broke and make him have to win the lottery.
Broke-ass Corbin.
All that shit was fucking lame. Because Baron Corbin was really one of the futures of this company, and at first I did not like him. But because of that summer 2017, I see him start winning Ascendant. I was like, okay, this guy's actually pretty nice. And he has a dope finisher. He can wrestle move. He's not stiff in the ring. It's like, he's not being carried. He can wrestle. That's why he's been, like, all the people you named, he has decent off wrestling matches with them, but it's easy for him to fucking lose because it's just like, man, you've been losing from before. They took the briefcase from you and all this shit. So, you, like you said, it's easy for him to take the loss, but he don't.
Bro, it's his hairline. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like,
I just need him to be bald for real.
He always had that bad hairline. He had that evil villain hairline. So it's like, he's going down.
Speaking of hairlines, public service announcement. I think everybody, no matter sport, race, whatever, if you have a barber, you loyal to your barber. And if you have hairline issues, like commit to being bald, or just don't tamper with yourself. Because
Get some Bosley, yo. Don't let that shit fade to the back. Fuck that shit. It's 2023 and we bringing that shit back to life on game. So go out there. Don't let yourself, be an ugly nigga.
Don't let them talk about you.
Get you some hair, bro. Go figure that shit out.
Baron,
some hair transplant.
Baron should have been, once he got that WWE pay, he should have just been like, okay, they do the transplants in Turkey.
Oh, bro, if I was him, I would have had my shit looking like JBL shit.
Bro, you know they in Turkey they do hair transplants, so he could have got this. They give you mad pay if you could have went out there, plugged this shit up. Nigga would have had a head full of hair. He would have never known he was going bald, but then he fully committed to that shit. And I think WWE, when you do shit like that,
and we know that shit ain't coming back. We know that shit ain't coming
back. I feel like WWE looks at you when you do shit like that. They're like, all right, you don't care about image like that. We could do whatever to you.
Yeah.
And that fucked him up. I honestly hope that he lasts at least 3 months and does win a major championship. And I think he needs to graduate this thing to the main roster and then start winning again on that with you. And I go back to ascending through mid-card titles, work your way up again. Be a threat and be like, I know what it takes to be at the bottom and work your way up. That will make people more scared of him, more intimidating, bring back that fear factor because he's already lost it all. He's willing to gain it back.
Right.
Versus trying to, come from NXT and then he's thrust into the main event scene and he's losing again. That's just making him look like a joke.
Right.
So I don't know how to feel about it, honestly, if he's not doing a positive after this, because he shouldn't have won.
Yeah, if he's not winning titles like this, then he's got to go.
He should just go be on Pat McAfee's show.
He saved himself, though. He saved his job because we did hear that WWE is supposed to be letting a lot of motherfuckers go in July, and he looks like he's going to be here longer than that. So he saved himself. Appreciate everybody out there watching with us. Again, it's your boy, the Franchise Kid, Franchise Jerry, and I got my dog with me.
Think I need a Fiji water. You know what it is, man.
And you guys have been watching Wrestling with Xotics. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, man.
Share this shit with the world, y'all.
And turn on your post notifications so you know every time we drop a track. And make sure you guys go check out our shop at pcfshop.myshopify.com. We got something for everybody on there, man. Guaranteed. Peace.